everybody for being here today. Much appreciated on a blustery Monday that you came out to support us. I'm standing here with many local leaders from all different areas of our community, and we all have one thing in common. We are concerned that PC Party leader Tim Hudak would put at risk the progress Ontario has made working together over the last 8 years. Whether it's in healthcare, education, municipal services, our labor force, agriculture, or business, Tim Hudak as Premier would mean a return to the dark days of Mike Harris and Ernie Eves' cuts, strikes, negativity, and a lack of respect for Ontario families and Ontario workers. Without delay, I'd like to turn it over to our first speaker, Anne-Marie Gillis, our very own City and County Councillor.
I want to thank you all for coming. As Stephanie said, my name is Anne-Marie Gillis, and I'm a city councillor, a county councillor, and a former school board trustee. As an elected official, I have witnessed a direct benefit to the local taxpayers under the governing provincial Liberals. In the past, during the Harris Conservative government days, the responsibility of social service funding was downloaded to the municipalities. This put an unfair burden on local property taxes with dramatic results. Homeowners were expected to pay for social services, as well as the traditional role of financing water, sewer, garbage collection, road repair, fire, policing, etc. The education portion of the property tax bill was changed. The provincial Liberals have reversed this practice and have uploaded the responsibility of social services back to the provincial government and have committed to continue to do so. The Conservatives have not made the same commitment. Under the provincial Liberal government, the education portion of the municipal tax bill has been frozen for the past 8 years. Education taxes constitute 1/3 of our local tax bill. As a municipal elected official, I am concerned that history will repeat itself if a Conservative government returns to Ontario. During this election campaign, I have not heard anything from the Conservative platform to alter my opinion. Thank you.
My name is James Grant, and I represent the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation. Teachers remember the dark days of Harris Hudak, Ontario, and we don't want to go backwards. We faced work to rule, millions of teaching days lost, and a government that just didn't care. Our classrooms were overflowing and our schools were crumbling from lack of investment. Students suffered, our children suffered. Today, Ontario students are ranked #1 in the English-speaking world, and that's no accident. I'm standing here today on behalf of the Ontario Secondary Schools Teachers Federation to echo Stephanie's sentiments that Tim Hudak would be bad for our province. Thanks.
Good morning. Jim Wadham with Mill Rights, representing Southwestern Ontario. Tim Hudak talks about cutting red tape by cutting safety inspectors as he's promised. This would only put more workers at risk, and instead of red tape, we'd have red blood in the workplace and more accidents. Tim Hudak's idea of cutting red tape when he was with the Harris government was all about cutting inspectors. We all remember Walkerton. Cutting nurses, cutting hospitals, and downloading costs on the municipal taxpayer. Cutting red tape is just about returning to the Harris years. This government has been rebuilding what the Harris government and Tim Hudak destroyed. We need to continue that. We can't afford to go back in time. We need to continue to rebuild. Tim Hudak and Bob Bailey think of the past. We need fresh new ideas and a vision to build a better Sarnia land. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mick Cataford. I'm with the IBEW. I represent the electricians in the Sarnia area. What I'd like to talk to you today is collective bargaining as far as all workers, as far as the public workers, the private workers. I'm very scared of Tim Hudak Bob Daly, of course, follows along with the party program. But one thing that we have that's extremely weird is that right now he's talking about 200,000 new starts in the trades. That's kind of it's a moronic statement for the simple fact that you have to have 200,000 jobs if you're going to start 200,000 people. Right now I have members in Alberta, I have members in Saskatchewan, I will have members up north shortly, and like this is not, you can't just start apprenticeships if you don't have jobs. The funny thing about it is I've talked to Stephanie Berry in the local riding here. I think she's going to be a really good representative, and I think we should get her elected. But going back to the apprenticeship thing, if we need apprentices, we hire apprentices, and it's just crazy. We have over 95% success rate in those people graduating to journeyman status. If we put 200,000 in the market, some of the markets in some sectors, you're only graduating maybe 30%. So basically, you're putting my members at risk. If it's journeyman, what are we going to lay them off to put apprentices to work? I mean, this is crazy. Anyways, I wish that they could further explain that if they're going to have 200,000 new starts in Ontario when I got people all over the country working. Thank you very much, Mick Taft.
Good morning, my name is Robbie Hirons. I'm a business representative for Local 793 of the Operating Engineers. I don't think what I'm about to say will be a surprise to anyone here. Our union membership has enjoyed lots of prosperity over the last 8 years, and I am concerned that Tim Hudak will put our economy at risk. I'm very happy with the provincial Liberal government, and I support Stephanie Berry as our next MPP for Sarnia-Lambton because she's committed to protecting our jobs and bringing new ones. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bruce Knight. I'm a retired operating engineer and also a retired, semi-retired farmer. When you're a farmer, you're never fully retired. Anyway, for years and years, farmers faced a lot of unknowns in their business, including bad weather and fluctuating prices for their food. For almost as many years, governments have been talking about providing stability for farmers to ensure that we're not being put out of business by things beyond our control. Well, the McGuinty government did just that. Consulting with farmers and providing them with a permanent Made in Ontario risk management program for grain and oil seeds, and they now have launched a program for cattle and other commodities. I think we should be rewarding the Liberals for coming through for farmers, and I don't think we should jeopardize our progress by electing Tim Hudak, but we should be voting for Stephanie Berry. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody. I'd like to close just by talking about healthcare. Healthcare has come a long way in the last 8 years under this Liberal government. I want to ensure that this progress is protected. And I'm running as a Liberal because I believe that they're best positioned to protect this progress. When the PCs were in office, they closed 28 hospitals. We lost nurses. We lost doctors. Tim Hudak is talking about finding efficiencies. And we know that this means cuts to our vital services. We cannot afford to elect him as Premier, especially with our aging population. I want to thank everybody for being here today. Election Day is on Thursday, 3 short days away. And we know that it's going to be a close race. This election is a choice between progress in our healthcare system, in our education, in our economy, in our labor force, as we just heard today, in agriculture, or going backwards and focusing only on the negative. Mr. Hudak was a minister in that government, and I think we've heard a pretty strong message today about what electing him as Premier would do to our province and most importantly our community. The Ontario Liberal Party has made great progress over the last 8 years, and the message that I want to convey to voters today is that Sarnia-Lambton cannot afford another 4 years of not being heard at Queen's Park. In the last 4 years, Sarnia-Lambton has fallen off the radar with our local member. We need a strong voice, and a voice that is willing to stand up for our healthcare, our education, our job security, and our safety. Not a voice that makes promises that can't be kept, and one that vows to work with this community on every issue that affects us. Thank you again for being here today. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to take them now.